For years he had assumed the house was his future, assumed his mother's sacrifices were just duty, assumed he would inherit without ever asking. Now the truth stood bare in front of him, undeniable. And he looked smaller for it. I held myself tall, steady as the roses in my garden, while the world around me shifted. For the first time in years, I was not invisible. They all saw me now, not as background, not as a burden, but as the woman who held the deed, the power, and the will to use it. The kitchen had become a stage. Though I had never invited an audience, buyers drifted in from the hallway, whispering among themselves, their eyes darting from me to Nicole, from Nicole to Kyle, as if they had stumbled into a play they had not bought tickets for. Nicole's voice erupted first, sharp and venomous, slicing through the quiet hum of strangers. "You've betrayed us, after all we've done." Her hands trembled as she jabbed her finger toward me, her face twisted, her cheeks blotched red. A murmur rippled across the room. The buyers exchanged glances, some lowering their voices, others leaning closer, hungry for the drama. Kyle stepped forward, his expression strained, his voice breaking under the weight of fear. "Mom, please," he pleaded. "Think about Emerson." His words hung heavy, as if invoking his daughter's name would sway me back into silence. I stood still, my hands resting on the counter, my breath steady. For years, I had allowed others to speak for me, over me, against me. Not today. My voice rose, calm and unhurried, but with a strength that filled the room like a tide. "I paid for this house," I said, each word measured. "I raised you here. I opened it to you when you needed help. I kept the taxes paid, the lights on, the roof over your head. I have cooked, cleaned, and carried burdens you never even saw." My gaze locked on Kyle's, then slid to Nicole's, unflinching. "And still, you called me a burden. But the truth is, you have been living on my generosity, and today, that ends." The words landed with a silence louder than any scream. Nicole's mouth opened, then closed again, her face contorted with fury, but no words came. For once, her sharp tongue failed her. The humiliation was public, inescapable. Her anger melted into a kind of stunned collapse. A woman stripped of her assumed power. Kyle's eyes were wide, his face pale, as if he were seeing me for the first time, not as the background of his life, but as its foundation. He looked as though the floor had shifted beneath him, his certainty crumbling like plaster.